Hey guys, welcome to the very first episode of Ex-Roomies. I'm Hunter, and this is my ex-roomie, Ella. Today we're just going to kind of talk about like our ex-roommate stories, and then the Sunday after this is posted on August 1st, you guys can answer our prompt that we'll be posting and just tell us about your crazy stories. There are a few rules that we have to go over, obviously. In these stories, we can't say names for legal reasons, and we can't cuss, so we're gonna be PG over here, or PG-13, whatever it is.
Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. If you do have a name that's in your story, you can just replace it. Today, our replacement names are Ruby, Max, and Edna. Yeah.
And then we have two names that may get brought up, but they have been approved by the people to be included. Like,
yeah.
No harm, no foul on that end. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's like a big thing here. We're not here to judge or anything, because everyone does crazy things at some point.
We all move on.
Yeah.
We grow from it.
We're mature.
And we learn.
Yeah. Yeah. We're just here if like you all want to send in your stories and you need advice on what to do with the situation. I promise you we've probably been through it. Or, yeah. Or if you just like want to rant and listen to us laugh and rant about it, because that's what you're going to do with ours. So, yeah.
So Hunter and I have known each other for as long as I can remember, as well as another ex-roomie we had named Lily. We all went to elementary school together, grew up together, and just kind of stayed in touch as the years went on. We all ended up back in Knoxville after we graduated and like had gone our separate ways there for one semester.
Yeah.
It didn't last very long. But we all ended back here, and we kind of wanted to, like, all have a sense of freedom and, like, separation and, like, be grown-ups. So we, along with another person that we had become friends with that we're calling Ruby for this episode, all decided to go 4 ways on a house that we had found in our hometown that we had all grown up in. So that's how we got into the situation.
We all became friends with Ruby because of a little someone over here.
Listen, guys.
Turns out
she was a great friend, okay? But I guess that kind of gives a little bit of a backstory on how
we got to
there.
These points, yeah.
So
okay.
Now we're going to share what happened once we got into the house.
Yeah. Did you tell him like when we moved in?
Oh gosh.
Okay.
So we moved in, what did we say, late March. We
Yeah.
moved in late March. We had all gotten jobs at
the hospital. The hospital.
Yeah, we had all gotten jobs
in
at the
our
hospital close by, and so we all had these big girl jobs. We were making big girl money for the first time in our lives, and so yeah, we started living in the house in the end of March. Hunter and I shortly moved out after that. We'll get into it.
I was out by the very last weekend in July, and Ella not shortly after that.
I literally think I was the next week, if not the same.
You want to know what's crazy, though, is right when me and Ella moved out, our leasing manager office, like, disappeared.
Yeah.
Like, they literally, like, They closed their office. We went to drop off our final checks. They weren't there, like, all this stuff.
It's a whole deal.
Yeah.
Like, it was, like, signs after signs from God that, like, this is not where you were supposed to be.
And they ended up or just texting us, and we're like, hey, you have to sign a new contract, so whoever wants out now, get out. And we were like, yes.
Thank you.
Literally, thank you, Lord. It couldn't have worked out better. So we didn't get
perfect
in legal trouble for it. Nothing. It was
beautiful.
I completely forgot about that part. Like, that's crazy.
No, seriously. It was insane. But yeah. So it didn't last very long, but in that short time frame that we did have there, so that was 3 months.
Yeah.
In the 3 months that we lived there, these are some of the stories that took place.
Yeah. A lot of them have to do with disrespect. Just, like, blatant disrespect, like.
And also, I would say a lot of it comes from, like, us never living with anybody outside of our family before, too, really. And so, like, just not, because, like, I'm sure there were places where Hunter and I fell short, too, in some instances, but, like, we were just learning. Yeah. And it just didn't go well.
Like, people don't lie when they say don't move in with your best friends because you'll end up not being best friends. Like,
you got lucky that we figured it out. Like,
me, Ella, and Lily are all friends now, but it took like 2-3 months of pure separation.
It took 2-3 months and 2 pregnancies.
Oh, yeah.
to get that back together.
Yeah, and yeah, but I will honestly say I will never live with another roommate other than my husband.
Well, I was gonna say.
Yeah, but
that's hopefully not your roommate. That's your
yeah,
it's your
and
family.
it's just kind of like you don't realize how differently people are raised.
Until you're in the same house, like doing essential, like everyday things with them. Like even with Dawson, I'm sure, like Tyson, my boyfriend, and I, every day, like we find something new that like we were taught completely different.
Yeah, like different tools and stuff.
Like, do you rinse the dishes before you put them in the dishwasher, or do you just like
only if there's like a glob of Dawson's ketchup on the plate, I'll rinse it just because I don't want that in like my dish.
See, no, like the dish is practically clean before I put it in the dishwasher.
See, that's crazy. Then I'll be like, well, there's no point in
even.
but that just like goes to show you like. We love Ella here. Okay, but she didn't know how to load a dishwasher when we
No, okay, I grew up in a house, like, this literally tells you, like, people can be so, I grew up in a house with no dishwasher, like, we hand wash dishes.
So while me and, like, the rest of the roommates were like, why are you not loading the dishwasher?
I'm sure I could have figured it out, but, like, truthfully, I didn't know. Like, I didn't know how to start it, like, what to put in it, like,
how to play Tetris in the dishwasher.
Yeah, I didn't know any of it, so...
Which is, and us, I mean, we literally have known each other since birth, so me even finding that out at that point was just crazy, but it just goes to show that how
you learn a lot.
Yeah, you learn a lot about people's different backgrounds when you move in with 6 or 5 other girls.
Yeah.
That's what it ended up being. But whatever. But, so, we have, in our stories, we have Ruby, Max, and Edna. Ruby and Max were boyfriend and girlfriend and boyfriend technically, and then Edna was someone that came in the picture later on because we felt like we needed a 5th roommate. P.S. we didn't. We first moved in with each other. We would have what we called cleaning days, and so
first of all, I just want to start off and say here on the record, if you're not Hunter and you were in that house and you're watching this, I think that was the stupidest thing we've ever done. I truthfully think that we should have all been keeping up with things as we went on.
Yeah.
Looking back now.
Yes, and cleaning days were technically for like the deeper stuff, like the floors in the common areas, vacuuming, and just like deep cleaning the kitchen.
Baseboards.
Yeah. But when I will say that's one thing that like the other roommates got really upset about was Ella was going back and forth between Chattanooga because her boyfriend lived there, understandable. So she didn't feel the need to.
I was literally, kid you not, I could count on one hand in those 3 months the amount of times I cooked in that kitchen or sat in the living room.
Yeah.
Literally.
Mind you, basically all of the furniture in that house was mine. Like, I brought it with me, and I didn't sit on my couches once. I just, you just didn't feel like you were welcomed in the common
It was just,
areas.
Nobody wanted to talk to each other.
Yeah, that's how bad it got.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that just, goes to the, disrespect portion of, the stories that we're about to tell, is Ruby was really, had no idea of people's, space. She didn't understand why she couldn't keep her dirty dishes on the counter from the night before.
Or use other people's bathrooms without permission.
Yeah, that's a shared space is what I mean. There was just no, idea of shared space. And, can you do that at your home? Probably, but when you're in a house with 5 other girls, you learn...
not your parents to clean up after.
Yes, yeah. And so that goes into the first story. There was one night where me and Dawson, my now husband, but he was my boyfriend then, we were trying to cook, and there was just like nasty chicken juice, like raw chicken juice all over the stove, like everything. There was nasty dishes, and not just like, at least put it in the sink. Would I have rather you load your dishes into the dishwasher? Yeah, but if you don't want to do that, okay, at least put them in the sink. And then Lily, the one we're allowed to say her name.
Yeah.
Lily, she came home one night and she was like, okay, what is the deal with all of these dishes? Because Ruby continued to do that. And so she sent it in the house group chat, and she was just like, I was too tired to do that. We have receipts.
I don't know if y'all can see.
Yeah.
But if you can see it, there you go. There's some proof of the dirty stove.
Yeah. And it wasn't, we also had a gas stove, so it was more of like,
unsafe.
yeah, like, no, you shouldn't have like food all around the open flame underneath the like actual eye, or oil that's just splattered everywhere. Like, I don't understand that. But that's just like me, I guess. I don't know. And also, I funded a lot of the cookware. And so when I go and like try and cook my dinner and there's not a clean pan or spatula for me to use, like, that irks my nerves. Because I'm just like, these have been sitting here for 6 days. Why are we not doing dishes? Like, you don't even have to start it. Just load them as you are done with them. And if they're not started, I'll pop a Tide Pod in there and go. Like, am I crazy? Or I don't understand. Like, and then that goes into, like, how our rooms worked is I had the master, so I got my own bathroom, obviously, but I paid more for it. I offered to do that. That was perfectly fine with me. Ruby and Lily were across the hall upstairs from me, and they shared a bathroom, so they paid less. And then Ella was downstairs by herself.
It was within, like, the first probably 2 weeks. Somehow the toilet in the bathroom that was supposed to, at the time, only be mine, had gotten clogged. Mind you, I had come home from being in Chattanooga for, like, a couple of days, I think, at this point. Like, it was my off days, and anytime I was off for an extended period of time at the hospital, I was in Chattanooga with my boyfriend. And so I come home, toilet's not working. I go to use the bathroom, toilet's not working. Won't flush. I'm so confused. I'm like, okay, what happened? Whatever. And we needed a plunger to try and unclog it.
Yeah.
And I was, like, big on, like, okay, this is, mind you, this is my first place outside of a college dorm room. And so I was really excited to, like, decorate, have it look all cute or whatever. So I asked Hunter and Lily to go to Target with me because they had a really cute, like, iridescent one that, like, matched my bathroom. And they wouldn't go with me. And I was like, okay, well, then I'm not unclogging the toilet.
Mind you, though, we're like 20 minutes. So we didn't really understand what was happening because we were told by Ruby and Edna that Ella had clogged the toilet. So I was like, why, instead of going to Target, which is 20 minutes away, like, why don't we just go to Dollar General? Like, it's right down the road.
Like, we need to unclog the toilet.
Yeah. And she was like, I want a cute one. So I'm like, that's so
silly.
Yeah.
And it was.
But now looking back at it, I'm like, if you don't clog that toilet and you're going to have a plunger sit in your bathroom, like, it might as well be cute.
Anyways, moral of the story, plunger didn't even end up working. We had to have my dad come with one of the professional, like, toilet auger snake things, whatever they're called, and unclog the toilet.
Mind you, this was like weeks. Yeah, this wasn't like...
I couldn't use my bathroom for a long time.
This wasn't the same day, and now I understand it, because it's like, if you don't clog your own toilet, why should you have to go to the store and buy a freaking plunger and do it? Like, just no one would fess up to clogging the toilet.
Well, and also, my thing is like, sure, a plunger is a normal thing to have in a bathroom, whatever, I didn't clog the toilet.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I was the one having to go without the bathroom I paid for, so why was everybody else frustrated that I wouldn't unclog the toilet?
Yeah.
Y'all shouldn't be using it anyways because you don't pay for it, was my mindset at the time.
Exactly.
Now, looking back, like, yeah, I probably could have just gotten it. But, like, my dad came and fixed it anyways, so, like, I figured it out.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But do we have an idea of who probably clogged that toilet? Yes.
The same person who left poop in Hunter's.
Yeah. Let's jump into that one. So, also, this is allegedly because no one will ever confess up to this, and I don't understand.
Like, I really, truthfully think we need to have, like, one big powwow of, like, the ex-roomies of all of us, not on camera, because I don't think it would be pretty for some of us.
No.
And just, like, hash it all out. Let's just see what everyone did.
Or
that
even
they
just,
didn't
like, connect to a lie detector test.
I just truthfully want to know, like, who did what in some situations.
Yeah.
Like,
so
who clogged my toilet?
Allegedly, who we think also clogged her toilet left poop. Mind you, we are paying to have our own bathrooms, okay? Mine is specifically in my bedroom. So you have to go through my personal space to get into my bathroom. Apparently that didn't click to anybody in the household. And Ruby just used my bathroom all the time. And did I care? No. But it would be nice if I was asked. Like, I don't understand. So I come home one day. Mind you, we worked at a hospital. Yeah, we worked at a hospital. So we're like 12-hour shifts. Like 6:30, really more like 13. Like 6:30 in the morning.
We were both working that day.
Yeah. 6:30 in the morning to like getting home at 7:30. So just like the energy not there. Like, I just don't care. Just answer me. So I get in the group chat. I come home. I go to the bathroom. There's little poop in my toilet. Like, one, make sure it's all flushed down. And two, if you leave skid marks in the toilet, I had a Clorox thing. Like those Clorox ones that you just like put that little thingy on and scrub the toilet. Yeah. Just do that. Would I have cared that you use that? No, that's literally what it's there for. And so I come home, poop smeared all on the sides of my toilet. There's little turds in the like actual water, and I'm just like, I know I didn't do it. I know my boyfriend doesn't step foot in this house until I get home, so I know he didn't do it. So it wasn't there this morning. So the one person that was home all day, or technically two, Ruby and Max, did you invite someone over? Did a ghost do it? I don't know. And so I get in the group chat and I'm like,
here, I'll read it.
Yeah.
Word for word, on May 4th, 2023 at 7:27, Hunter says, guys, WTF, there is literal poop just sitting in my toilet and I just got home. I say, huh? Poop? And Lily says, huh? Like literal poop. Hunter says, mind you, this is all in the span of 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Hunter says, like human poop that was left in there. Lily says, that's ridiculous. I don't know, babe. 2 hours later, Ruby says, I was in there earlier, but I just did a Zoom, and Max was asleep in my room until we left. And then, 2 hours later, Hunter leaves the conversation.
Because, like,
mind you, at this point, we had been in there, not even a month and a half.
Yeah. And I'm just like, one, I don't care if my room or my bathroom is the only quiet spot in the house while you're home
by yourself
with your boyfriend, then ask me to just say, hey, I'm using your room for a Zoom call, like, do you care? I'd be like, no, go ahead. To go to my bathroom, do a Zoom call, maybe she did in my room, I don't know, allegedly, and then random poop smeared all over my toilet just appears. Like, at least fess up to it. If I have to clean it, fess up to it. Fess up to clogging the toilet. Fess up to leaving poop in the toilet. And this was like a reoccurring thing. Lily, poor thing, had to share a bathroom with them, and
You gotta leave it out.
I'm gonna let Lily tell that. But let's just say that wasn't the only thing smeared all over the toilets in the house. Okay? Yeah. Yeah.
You'll have to tune in to the next
next August 8th. You will hear about what was left in their freaking shared bathroom. God. Oh, Lord. And it didn't even just stop, like, there. It was just, like, more disrespect. Like, when I went to move out, I went to the beach, but I had all my stuff in garbage bags. I come home from the beach, and guess what's missing? My underwear and my lingerie. Not new, not with tags on it, had been used. It is missing. I still have yet to find it to this day. I emptied... So someone in that house stole my underwear.
I will say that was one thing that, like, still to this day really, really frustrated me about...
Oh my gosh, it happened all the time.
About Ruby, I guess, allegedly. Because I can't prove it.
Who got into my room and stole my undies.
But, like, she was known, like, okay, I will say with Lily, it was, like, acceptable in our case for, like, between Lily and I, we had no issue sharing clothes because we lived together for 2.5 years before we moved into this. Yeah, underwear is disgusting. But, like, Ruby would blatantly come into people's rooms, go into their closets, wear their shirt, wear their shorts, wear whatever, wear their bathing suits, wear their Birkenstocks, and not ask.
And also...
And not put them back.
And also, like, we're roommates. If you want to share stuff, I don't care. Ask and treat it like you would treat, not even your own clothes because she didn't care about her stuff, but treat it like you know it's not yours and you didn't pay for it. I had boots, very expensive cowgirl boots that I bought. They were taken, stolen, and when I think 2 months after I moved out, I saw them on a little Insta post, and they turned into bar shoes.
For football games.
For football games. Bar shoes for football games.
Yeah.
And then I never got them back from Ruby, and Lily is the one who received them. For what reason, I don't know why she gave them to Lily. And Lily sent me a picture, and I couldn't tell you if those were even actually my shoes. They didn't look like it at all.
Yeah,
like,
I had a lot
trash.
of items of clothing that I never got back when Ruby would borrow them. And sometimes, at least on my end, she would ask, but I knew if I said yes, there was a chance I was never going to see it again.
There was one time, my shoes, like my on-clouds, were sitting outside my door, and I was like, what the heck? And because I had stayed with Dawson for, I think it was a weekend or something, and I was like, what the heck? And I asked Ruby, and she was like, oh, I just thought that I would go into your room and clean your shoes for you. That's what was said to me.
It got to a point at the house when it came to, like, the clothing situation where I kid you not, I would take my dirty clothes basket to Chattanooga with me to see my boyfriend and do my laundry there. Yeah. Because I did not want to do it in the house.
Or I would just, like, I would literally keep my clothes in my car or in a suitcase so people couldn't take them. And me, Ella, and Lily all shared clothes. Me, Ella, and Lily all got our clothes back from each other. So, why is it not... I don't understand. Yeah. I don't get that. But, and, like, that also... Like, it didn't stop at clothes. Like, our food was eaten.
I was there so little that, like, I didn't really need to grocery shop for the house. Hunter wouldn't eat things that Ruby would eat. Lily would eat things that nobody else in the house would eat, like radishes. So
I'm not eating your organic Dorito, like, tofu crap. I'm not eating that. I'm not paying for it. That's not a necessity to me. I don't get that. So we all got in the group chat and we said, hey, I think it's best if we just don't, like, we just buy our own stuff. Like,
eat your own food. Yeah. If you want something that I have, ask. I'll probably say yes.
Because whatever, I don't care. We were all making pretty decent money at the time, so it was fine. But when I come home to make something that I have of mine that I made for, like, I planned for dinner and it's gone, or it's already made and somebody told me that they made it for me so I didn't have to make dinner. Come on now. Max and Ruby, specifically Max, honestly, I can't even say that it was
I
Ruby.
really don't think it was Ruby.
Yeah.
It was just the fact that Ruby let it happen.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Max didn't have a job and just stayed home all day, living in our house,
For free.
contributing nothing. Nothing.
Until the last month. When we moved out.
Oh, yeah. He would literally just wipe the cabinets clean. Wipe them clean. And I
didn't even know he did that.
Yeah. And I'm like, that's not okay. It happened to me. It happened to Lily. Ella never had groceries there. And we weren't eating their stuff. And Lily, she'd text me and be like, hey, can I have a carrot or can I have a cucumber? And I'm like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. She'd literally Venmo me $1. And I'm like, you don't need to do that, but thank you for asking. But just like blatantly going, not asking and eating stuff a roommate bought for herself and you don't contribute anything to the house, like that's not okay with me. And it got to the point where I started labeling all my stuff because the excuse was, I didn't know that was yours. Okay. I started labeling my stuff. I even labeled my to-go containers for work because people were using them, leaving them in their lunchboxes and letting them get moldy and stinky. And then in retaliation, Ruby and Max went and labeled their stuff. That same night. And she specifically told Ella it was to be petty. And I was like, that don't hurt my feelings. I don't eat your stuff. Label it, girl. Keep it protected. But I didn't do that. It wasn't for me. Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it.
There were a lot of times where it was just so petty.
Yeah. Like,
looking back now, it's like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why did we, 1, feed into it, 2, why did it ever happen? And 3, why?
Like, were there times where I was petty? 100%.
Oh, absolutely.
And do I remember it? No, but I'm sure that Ella will call me out on it at some point.
Or Ruby probably looks at this situation and is like, well, I remember it this way.
Yeah. And I'm sure I did some stuff, but, like, I didn't get to that. Like, okay. Was labeling my to-go containers a little petty? Yes. But I had to be precise. Like, these people can't...
She wanted to make sure there was no room for error.
Yeah. Oh, you thought it was yours? Okay, let me make that clear for you that it's not. You're lucky that I did do with my pots and my pans and my freaking couch. Like,
Don't sit on the couch, it's mine.
No, literally. I just, like, absolutely wreck it. I steal the cushions so no one can sit on it.
Just take them up to your room when you're not down
there. Yes. Oh my god.
So funny. Okay.
We have talked a lot about Miss Ruby and Mr. Max, so we're gonna skip down to Miss Edna. Did we think it was a good idea, and did she play all of us? Yes. But we came to find out very quickly. There's a reason that me, Elle, and Lily are all friends, and Edna and Ruby stayed friends. Are they friends now? I don't know. But
literally couldn't tell you.
Yeah. Are they probably gonna watch this? Yeah.
Hey guys. No hate, no shade.
No hate, no shade. Because
all
we
love,
forgive.
we grow, and we learn.
We just think that these are funny, okay?
It's fun looking back on it now because, like, we're not in it.
Yeah, I laugh about the fact that I literally, like, me and Lily used to scream at each other. Like, and it's just funny. And not just, like, we found out very recently, like, not even a week ago, that we were screaming at each other because of miscommunication from people in the house. I don't know why. I guess because this sounds so mean girl and cliquey, but I guess it's because us 3 were, like, the original friends. Like, we'd known each other for so long, and then, like... Okay,
backstory on, like, us 3 always being friends in elementary school, Hunter and I were, like, inseparable.
Yeah.
Like, middle school, we told...
There's a reason we look alike.
Like, we told everybody that we were twin sisters, that we were just adopted by... Like, whole ordeal, whatever. Lily moved to our school in 4th grade, and kid you not, Hunter and I were, like, in a competition to see who Lily would be best friends with.
But then by the time middle school rolled around, we were
all friends because of, like, cheerleading and all of the things. And it was never like we were all friends at a time, but we would just... Hunter and I would have, like,
It wasn't... I don't even think it was me and you. Me and Lily had one massive fight every year, and it was right before school was over.
Every time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even senior year rolled around, we had one... that had to be
Lily almost didn't get to go to prom because of it, but y'all can talk about that.
Yeah, that was the... See, that's my faults. These are our faults, so it's not just, like, certain roommates. But, like, me and Lily... But this was so much different because this was 3 months, and we were fighting all the time, and it never was like that.
It's like we always fought like sisters for sure. You know somebody for such a long time, like you're gonna bicker.
Yeah.
This was not that.
But when we go to our each separate rooms and then go back into each other's in like 2 hours, yes, that's how it is. But when these certain people came into the picture, there was going back and forth, just like lying about what people said to pit all of us against each other, and I don't even know, like, I don't know why.
I think back now and I look at it and I'm like, okay, was it intentional? Because how do you do all of that stuff unintentionally?
Yeah, and then how do us three get back together, compare notes, literally, and are like, you didn't do that, you didn't do that. Like, literally pointing guns like this.
Yeah,
I probably can't say that. But like that meme where they're all three standing there and they're like, the Spider-Mans. They're just like, that's literally what it was when we sat there and compared notes, because we all along thought these things of each other. And that like this one specific story kind of just is like the epitome of what was going on. So the Wi-Fi was in my name because Ella had utilities at one point and no one else would take it. I don't know why, whatever. But here's a little backstory. When you get Wi-Fi and internet through Xfinity, the modem and all of the equipment in it is in your name and your name only.
So, like, if she moves, it goes with her. She just has to set up a new plan.
Like, you can't, even when I moved, I have to return that equipment and get new equipment in my name in this specific address and household. So when it was like $98 a month, I was told to get the best plan because we all or there were a few of us in school, but we all used the internet, whatever. And that was fine with me. $98 divided by the 5 of us was like 18 or $20.
Yeah, we did the math.
Yeah.
And it's not a lot.
It's nothing. And so I just would text everyone each month and be like, hey, the bill's due, screenshot the bill, send it. Hey, whenever you're ready, just Venmo your portion. And the very last thing before I moved out, I was like, I had been moved out for probably a week. And I texted everyone. I said, hey, here's the last Wi-Fi payment that's in my name. Care to send it to me? The Wi-Fi bill was like $100 instead of $90 to $95.
It was more because of closing the account. Yeah.
So it was more because I had to close it, and you have to pay when you get out of your contract early. Because I had bought the thing for the 12-month lease that we were going to be in that house. And so it was $100. So that divided by 5 is 20 anyway. It might have been a little bit more than that. I can't remember. But Edna told Lily that I was lying. Because Edna said she went to go get the modem put in her name. You can't do that. You have to get your own equipment. And she told Lily that the Xfinity people said that I never paid the bill. And if you don't pay your bills, you're going to get stuff shut off. And Xfinity, if you've ever had Xfinity and paid a bill with them, they text you nonstop. Lily sends this massive paragraph and is like, she's already pissed off because we've already been arguing like nonstop for probably 2 weeks because we're just getting earfuls of stuff from other people.
About like all these things that went down before everybody.
Yeah, and honestly, if I heard that I can understand both of us, because if I heard someone, like, saying the stuff that we were, like, we were told, yeah, I wouldn't talk to them either. Do we look back at it now and think, I should have immediately gone to Lily and vice versa when we heard this stuff? Yes, because we would not have had that, like, terrible ending to being roommates as we did. But we forgive and we forget. Yeah, but if I had been told that someone was stealing my money for the 3 months, I'd be pissed too. So she sent me this big long paragraph, like, it was bad. It was really bad. I retaliated, and then I finally just had sent her the screenshot of what, like, the bill. I was like, this is literally what the bill is. Like, do the math on your calculator if you think I was wrong. And at that point, she had left the group chat, and so she didn't see it and whatnot. And then I tried to get the modem and stuff back. I had to go pick it up because I canceled the internet, and they were all pissed, and Edna refused to, like, give it back to me. And I finally was like, you have to give it back, like, you can't just not. And so she set it out on the front porch, and I went and picked it up. But it was just stuff like that was literally, like, the root of...
And that shows how far removed I was from a lot of this, because I literally did not know any of this was happening.
Yeah, she didn't figure this out till, like, a week later, or, like, a week ago. Like,
yeah, literally.
Like, 2025, a week ago.
Yeah.
So it was just, like, crazy. And I didn't know that Edna is the one that told Lily that. I thought that Lily was just so pissed off that she was just, like, yapping.
Making things up.
Yeah, she was just yapping at that point to, like, be pissed at me. And when we talked to Lily, like, I think last week, and she finally told me that, and I was like, what the F? She also told me some other things, her and Ella both, and you can kind of talk about that one.
Okay, so I would say my biggest thing that kind of, like, threw me for a loop and, like, was really, like, what pushed me moving out of the house as soon as we both did, was how everything was handled when I found out I was pregnant. I was 19 years old. It wasn't on purpose. Definitely was just being irresponsible.
It was in our water, I swear.
No, literally, because 3 people in a matter of 4 months that had lived in that house got pregnant.
Yeah.
Unplanned. But neither here nor there. So I found out I was pregnant. And I'm obviously, like, very early on. I live with these people. These people are my friends. I trust them, I think. And so I tell all of them, obviously, because we had, like, all carpooled to work or whatever. And I was leaving work early.
Yeah, and I was still here at that point. And it was bad.
It was rough.
So lean on your friends, because that's what we're literally there for, or so you would think.
Yeah. So I'm obviously freaking out. I've gotten the biggest news of my life. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do, how I'm going to be a mom, any of it. And so I'm leaning on my friends, like, all this, whatever. And so I tell them in confidence, you know, obviously a lot of people don't announce they're pregnant, whether it's planned or not, until they're out of the first trimester, which would be a little over 12 weeks, right? And
I think you found out super early.
Yeah, I think I was, like, maybe 4.5, 5 weeks pregnant at the time I found out. And so a week later, my friends that I had leaned on in the house, not Hunter, had gone out to a bar to have fun, you know, and I get multiple texts within that night or, like, the next day from different people telling me that this certain person from high school had been telling people that I was pregnant. Mind you, I had only told a select amount of people, not even, like, my extended family knew at this point.
Yeah.
And so people are texting me, asking me, like, oh my gosh, are you pregnant? Like, who's the baby daddy? Da 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 da. And so I text the group chat knowing that these are the only people that know, right? And let me find it. Let's see. I said, I'm not sure which one of y'all, because at this point Hunter had left the group chat. I said, I'm not sure which one of y'all told blank.
She knew it wasn't me, though, because I wasn't out partying and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I said, I'm not sure which one of y'all told blank that I'm pregnant the other night when y'all were out, but I have now had 3 people ask me about it, and it originated from him telling them. I prefer it to not be everyone's business, and I'm unsure why it was shared with anyone in the first place. If whoever said something to him could tell him to stop sharing it, that would be wonderful and much appreciated. I said, I'm not trying to be rude, it's just a little frustrating, and I feel like either of y'all would feel the same. Ruby responds and says, understandable, but there's no but.
Yeah, like, that's not your...
He came up to us at the bar and said, is Ella really pregnant? And then asked who the baby daddy was. So I just thought someone else you told had spoken to him and that it was cool. I also didn't know it was a secret. I apologize.
What?
I said, it's not a secret. Mind you, I'm 19, not even dating my child's father yet at this point. Like, we had been together for a couple months, but, like, we weren't even official.
Yeah.
Which, looking back now, it really didn't matter. Like, we knew we were going to be together. But still, like, I had a lot to figure out. I said, no, it's not a secret, but I'm also only 6 weeks pregnant, and anything could happen. I don't feel like explaining it to everyone if that were to be the case. And that was that. Basically saying that she was sorry and that she texted him after that. But that was where Ruby and I kind of fell off, was that situation. And then later on, after I moved out, we still kind of, like, we still talked, whatever. We were in very different phases of life, so, like, separation happened. Like, we grew apart a little bit. So I still considered Ruby a friend, and I wanted her to be there at my baby shower, so I invited her. And at this point, I think it was either late October or early, I think it was mid-November when I had my baby shower, honestly. And they'll get into it on the next episode of, like, the whole situation with, like, why Ruby and Lily and Lexi no longer were friends and, like, that whole thing. But that kind of ties into my last thing that I have to share. Which, like, at this point we're not roommates, but it's just, like, kind of ties in, so it was crazy. So Ruby and Lily and Lexi are not friends anymore. They have this, like, ongoing drama. It's, like, really big deal, whatever. And obviously all three of them are my friends, and this is a big deal for me. I'm celebrating the, like, future child I'm going to have, and so they're all invited. Lily and Lexi were going through a really rough time in their life, and they still showed up, right? And I had gotten an RSVP saying that Ruby and a couple of people from her family were going to be there. And then we get to day of the baby shower. Lily and Lexi show up, obviously. And then we're like an hour in. Ruby's still not there. I have no text from her. Mind you, I'm thinking about it the whole time, like, checking my phone, like, okay, where's Ruby? I know Ruby said she was coming. Why isn't Ruby here? Why isn't Ruby here? Nothing. Whole time. We were there, I think, opening presents for, like, 3.5, 4 hours because we got so much. Nothing. Not a text, didn't show up, nothing. And so, like, at that point, I kind of just, like, distanced myself. And I truthfully never, even to this day, got an explanation as to, like, why. I know why, but I never got told why.
Yeah.
And so that was my last thing.
Yeah, but I think also, this is a good way to end it, the fact that after all of us moved out, we found out that Miss Ruby kept hundreds of voice memos of all of us and private conversations we had
So
with
if
her.
she drops a pod, y'all get the real tea there, I guess.
You'll get the stuff that I
said. Real emotions that we were feeling.
Yeah.
She has all the receipts.
She had hundreds of voice memos of us and labeled all of them, like, Lily will talk about the car. The car is what it's named, and we'll talk about that next episode. But yeah, and so I think that pretty much sums up why she didn't show up to your baby shower. I mean,
there was a lot of things going on behind the scenes that we, like, never knew about.
You know what's crazy, though, is we were all being told all of this stuff, but I don't think I've ever once heard voice memo of someone talking some crap about me. Nope. No. But yeah, that's it for this episode. When we'll post this on, first episode's August 1st on Friday. This coming up Sunday, if you guys look on the Ex-Roomies Instagram, there's going to be a prompt on our story. You just send in your crazy stories, and then we'll read them, give you advice, just talk about them, all the things.
Also, don't forget code names, PG-13. Keep it light, as light as you can, depending on how rough the story is.
But yeah, just give us all the tea, like every single bit of it.
We want to know it all.
Yeah, we want to hear all of it because I'm sure there's crazy.
We need to know that we're not alone
in the crazy
moments.
Yeah. But that is it for the very first episode of Ex-Roomies. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and tune in next time. Bye.